Hey everyone, welcome. We are going to make the most of our foils today here at StampNation, and I have two cards here that I'm showing. We are going to use these Gina K foil mates. These are pretty cool. These are pre-printed designs and sentiments, and they work perfectly with foil. You don't have to use Gina K if you have other ones that are similar, and then we're going to use those peel and stick toner sheets. So all this is by Thermoweb. They make deco foil. So that's where you can grab all of these things if you are interested. So first what I did is I cut this one foil mate, and now only because I wear a lot of lotion on my hands, I'm just taking a powder tool, kind of like the anti-static powder or like a chalk pouch would work, and I'm just cleaning it off. Generally, I don't have problem getting the foil to adhere, but if you do have dirty hands or you have lotion on your hands or anything else, sometimes those oils will get onto the sheets and then the toner will not adhere. Just put it in parchment paper and then run it through a nice hot laminator. Make sure your laminator is ready to go. I let mine warm up for about 10 minutes before I laminate. Well, I guess not laminate, before I foil. So now I'm just stamping this cute little sentiment on here. This is from Your Next Stamp. They make this cute little coffee set. It's called Java Geek. I thought it was just really fun. And so now you can see this came out of the laminator. I just ran it through one time and I am peeling it off. Now keep that negative foil sheet that I have off to the side there. I know it might seem like garbage, but go ahead and trim a piece of the peel and stick toner and line it back up exactly to where the space is on that foil and run it back through the machine. So what it's going to do while I'm coloring this here is it is going to take the leftover foil and put it back onto that toner sheet. So we basically have the negative of that foil mate that I have sitting up there in the upper left corner. So now I'm just using some Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers, and I'm just kind of coloring this in. I'm doing it super fast. I did speed it up as well. I don't want anything to be too crazy, too fancy. I'm keeping it really, really simple. It's one of the reasons kind of why I like using these Illustrator markers. They have a nice brush tip, very similar to a lot of other alcohol brush markers out there, and it's really easy to get a realistic look. You can see here between using the grays and the blender and a couple different browns, I have a realistic looking coffee cup, and it was very fast. So now you can see I peeled off that foil, and I stuck a piece of blue foil onto that again because we still have a couple spots on that toner paper where I can adhere foil. Put it back in the parchment paper, running it back through my laminator. As I'm doing that, I'm now coloring in the stuff I stamped from my other card, also using Illustrator markers. So there's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can go light to medium to dark. You can start dark. If you like doing your shadows first, you can start with the dark and then kind of blend it out into the light. I generally start with the light going into dark because that way I can always go darker, but sometimes it is more difficult to go lighter. There is a blender pen that you can remove color, but I think it's just easier to keep building color instead of trying to go backwards and fix any mistakes that might happen. So there you can see I peeled it off, and then I have another leftover one that I could use for a future project. So we completely used that one sheet of foil, that pink foil, that pink melon. I didn't leave any negative space because I used it on a second card. And this made it really easy for me to basically make two cards at once. So if you do have a bunch of cards, say like if the holidays are coming up, or you know you have a lot of birthday cards, or like weddings, I swear we have weddings that they kind of come in bunches. You can make a bunch of similar cards using similar supplies, and you don't waste any of your foil. Because I'll be honest, a lot of the foil that I do, I throw it off to the side to use it later, and then I don't. If I don't use it then and there, I end up just purging it and throwing it away later when I clean. So I just added a little bit of ink around the edges. I just used a blending tool, it's the Distress Oxides, so I like it. It's a little bit thicker than the regular distressing, so I just thought it would be kind of a nice offset to that shiny foil because it's a little bit more dull. And now I'm just going ahead and I'm adhering everything to my card bases. So I have the standard card base that opens 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 top folding, and I just adhered everything with foam. The toner sheet, it was peel and stick toner, so I just peeled off the back, boom, dropped it on, it was ready to go. I didn't have to add any additional adhesive. Then the other thing I decided to do is just to go in and add a little bit of sparkle just on the ice cubes on this one, and then on the little I don't know, little koozie. I don't know exactly what that's called, the holder thing on the coffee cup, with a Spectrum Noir sparkle pen, and it's just a clear one. They do come in colors, so if you felt like maybe your brown wasn't deep enough, you could use the sparkle marker, the brown color, and add even a little more brown and more sparkle. And then I'm just adding some sequins to finish off the card. So I end up taking a piece of paper like I have here, and I squeeze some glue onto there, and then with tweezers I just kind of dip it in, brush out the excess, and then stick it on the card. Otherwise, I'm bumbling sometimes, I swear. Like, my fingers are all over the place. The tweezers just work really well for me, especially with the really small sequins. Some of them are teeny tiny and I can barely pick them up with my fingers. It's just easier for me with the tweezers. And the glue I use is a liquid adhesive that dries clear, super sticky. So it gets all over my fingers and then I'm all over the place. So you can see the sparkle on the foil and that sparkle pen. I think it's really pretty. So I hope you guys will give this a try. It's a great way to stretch your supplies, stretch your foils, make the most out of the money that you spend on all of your foils and other supplies. So thanks so much for watching and for being a member of Stamp Nation, and I will see you soon.